Hello everyone, this is Waya Ford. Today we're going to go over a healing salve. So this is strictly for entertainment purposes. I am not a doctor, so please speak with your doctor to find out if you have any allergic reactions to any of the ingredients that's inside this healing salve. Again, I'm not a doctor, and this is just for entertainment purposes. All right, first I'm going to go over the ingredients. Then we're going to go over the tools. And then I'm going to go over some information on each herb. And then I will show you the double boiler. All right, so we use beeswax to help solidify the ointment. You can use clear or yellow. This just happened to be all they had when I put in an order. We have avocado oil here. I use avocado oil just because my skin likes it better, and it also solidifies, it works better in higher heat temperature. I use organic, non-GMO coconut oil. I use English lavender. I get my herbs from Mountain Rose. I hear the prices have gone up, so you can search wherever you choose to get your herbs. This is yarrow. This is comfrey. This is turmeric. And this is plantain. All right, now tools. Obviously, you're going to need containers to hold each item that you're going to be using as an ingredient. I recommend using glass spoons or cups or measuring cups, whatever it is you may choose to use, because things can cross-contaminate. So if you use like wood, it can go into your other herbs when you what do you want to call it? Double dipping, I guess. So you're safer using glass than anything else. Also, you're going to need cheesecloth. You'll need your measuring cup. That's where I'll end up at the end, is putting the salve, because it's ready, right in here, and filtering out all of the herbs. You're going to need gloves, and then you'll need containers to put it in. You'll need a double boiler. Some people like to just put their mason jar right into the hot water and then put the ingredients into the mason jar. But for me, it's easier to, dump it out and strain it and stir it and everything when it's inside a double boiler. I just find it harder to deal with inside of a small mason jar. This is when it's in here, in the double boiler, is when I will use a wooden spoon to stir it up. This wooden spoon is strictly for this, and that's it. Like I said, we don't want any cross-contamination. All right, so next we're going to go over how much we have of each. For each herb, there is a quarter cup, 1/4 cup. For the coconut and for the avocado, there's a 1/2 cup. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. For the coconut and the beeswax, there's a 1/2 cup. For the avocado oil, there's a full cup. So you're going to take and you're going to put everything right into the top of your double boiler. You're going to obviously heat the water up. Please do not bring it to a roaring boil, because to me the oil will start to cook the herbs if you have this temperature too high. I'm going to do my best to try and show this to you. That's the way it looks in there in the pot, and you just keep stirring it. Make sure that beeswax melts. I typically do it for at least at the least an hour, at the most an hour and a half. All right, so now this is, well, my leather-bound book that I keep all of my information in that I find successful and that I like to use over and over again. I put it in here. That big bang, I just dropped my books. All right, so this is one of the books I use. There's a lot of information in here. There's a lot of different herbs in here, all the way from the plantain that looks like something that people are killing in their yard because it's very invasive, all the way up to trees. And then we also use the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. I also use this book. All right, let's get into these herbs and their descriptions. All right, first off, I'm going to show you comfrey. All right, this is what comfrey looks like. Okay, there are a couple of recommendations on cautions. Most of the cautions are for taking these herbs internally. This is a salve. I do not recommend you taking it internally, even though it may smell nice, especially to children. You may want to put the salve on and then put a bandage over the salve so that the child doesn't try to taste it because it smells nice. So you don't want to take the root of comfrey internally. You don't want to take the leaf for longer than 6 weeks. You know, within 6 weeks, 6 weeks means every day for 6 weeks. You want to try not to do that. And it also recommends that pregnant or breastfeeding ladies do not take comfrey because obviously whatever you are ingesting, your child is also ingesting. And then some of the benefits for comfrey is it can help heal sprains, broken bones, dislocations, bruises, wounds. It's an anti-inflammatory. It can also be used in for arthritis, and it helps repair tissue. So it's a great ingredient to use inside of this healing salve. Next, we'll go over the plantain. I'm going to show you 2 photos of the plantain. This is plantain. And this is plantain. So you may recognize that. It's good to eat, it's good in teas, and it's also good in these salves. So some of the benefits for plantain is that it is an anti-inflammatory. It also helps stop the bleeding. It's an antihistamine. It's good for pain relief. It's good for acne, shingles. It's been said that it was used as a Cherokee Band-Aid. As far as I'm looking for any reactions, and I don't see any physical reactions to this that are bad. You know, you can use it as a tea or in a tincture. It's good for cough. It's good for mild bronchitis, irritable bowel syndromes. It's good for hemorrhoids. It's good for hay fever and allergies. But like I said, looking through here real quick, I do not see any bad side effects for plantain. As I said, though, I am not a doctor, so please check with your private doctor to make sure that everything's okay to use. The next one I'm going to go over is yarrow. This is the flower. That's the leaf. Please do not mistake yarrow for Queen Anne's lace. They look very similar, but as you can see, this is more of a broken cluster of white flowers, where Queen Anne's lace is more of a dome-shaped flower like this with all the little flowers, but it's more uniform dome-shaped. So yarrow can cause skin irritation, so I recommend that you take a little bit of the dried yarrow, get it a little damp, rub it on your skin, and see if you have any type of reaction to it, or ask anybody that you may be recommending it to if they have any skin irritations to yarrow. So it is also it helps stop bleeding. It works on hemorrhoids. It also helps the blood vessels tone up to, to aid in to stop bleeding. It's an antibacterial and antimicrobial. It was used all the way up until the Civil War to help wounds on the battlefield. They would just take the leaves and squish them between their hands and rub your hands together really quick, and it helps break up the fibers in the leaves. And then you can take the leaves and place them on the wound and then wrap that wound up, and then repeatedly, obviously, clean it. Do the same thing. You can rub the leaves between your hands and help that wound heal up. The next ones we're going to go over are inside the other book. And it is the English lavender. The only reason why I add the English lavender is because it has a nice aroma to it. And this salve by itself is going to smell quite earthy. And some people don't like that. It doesn't bother me any, but I go ahead and I throw the lavender in it anyway. But it has a lot of benefits itself, and it also helps with aches and pains. The aromatherapy part of it is very relaxing. It also repels insects. It's pretty cool, so that's why I love my lavender in there. We also have turmeric in there. Turmeric is the root of the plant. That's what it looks like. Almost looks like a sweet potato, but it's a root. I know a sweet potato is a root. Let's see. So, with the turmeric, it's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It boosts the body's ability to also heal wounds. It's good for arthritis pain. It's good for inflammation. It's a disinfectant. And like I said, all of these will help reduce the healing time. They promote it. It's just fabulous how well this stuff works. Okay, so now we're going to move on. Get all this stuff out of the way. Put your gloves on. Get your jar ready. Now I pre-did this just to save on time, so that you wouldn't have to do the whole pause and come back an hour later, finish it up. So you just pour it right in. Be sure to get everything take your cheesecloth. It's already cooling off really fast, but you can see already on the glass how well it will stiffen up. Just give it a good squeeze. Spin that cheesecloth around. And squeeze the heck out of it. So to get more out of this, just double the recipe. This is a very small recipe just to make a couple of containers. It looks like we might fill one at this time, which is fine. I'll just make more. Yep. We got a good 8 ounces out of that. Believe me, what's stuck to the jar is not going to go to waste. I will take the wooden spoon to that and scrape it out and use it. So there you have it. Obviously you don't put the lid on until it has solidified because it'll just build up moisture and take longer. But that's it. And then you saw how quickly it will solidify for you. And the stuff is just great on your skin. I'll rub a little bit on me. I love it. So good luck and enjoy.